Switch it.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Salty Podcast, episode 3 with myself and Monica. I'm about to give you an introduction because, girl, you were like 45 minutes late. So,
I know.
and Monica, 45
I
minutes
know.
late. Garcia.
I know. I'm so sorry. I had an
No,
emergency.
I know. Actually, by the way, I'm just giving you shit. By
I
the way,
know. You're so patient with me. You really are so patient. I'm the worst.
this is why I'm a gay guy, guys. No, I did want to say last week I was heavily promoting that Monica and I were going to be doing episode 3, but actually on the same day that she was not feeling well, I muscled through Hot Messy. I was like dying on Friday. I don't know what's going around.
I know.
But when you were saying that you weren't feeling good, I'm like, we're just going to half-ass an episode just to put it out. And I think that's ridiculous. So we were like, we will push it back to Monday, you guys.
I know.
So
Kendall and I spent the entire weekend in bed because my youngest one, she's so sick too. It's been so fun over here.
Oh my gosh. And the Gatorades and everything.
Electrolytes.
All right.
Yep.
So we were talking about how we were going to cover a few different things. And I wanted to talk to you about your personal journey of how you feel about how you look, what you look like, and if you would do anything to change what you look like. I do. I want to talk about it because so many housewives and so many people in the industry, whether you're on YouTube, podcasts, whatever the case is, they tend to alter themselves, and I just want to know, after seeing Tamra Judge decide that she was going to do a couple things, she did the eyebrow lift and she did obviously it's kind of like when people alter or enhance anything, it's kind of like a boob job, right? Like when you have like the cuts and stuff, but then you have to heal, you have bandages, and then you come out and you're like, bam.
Yeah. I mean, personally for me, I have always said, like, for as long as I can remember, I want a nose job. I am absolutely going to get a nose job. I have always hated my nose. And I've been talking actually to a surgeon in New York. And so I for sure want a nose job. I have like implants. But I think for me, the biggest thing is like, I think weight. I feel like weight has always been like the constant struggle with men and women. I feel like that's the most common thing that people attack themselves over, more so than like an eyebrow lift or something like that. Because I feel like weight is the thing that makes the biggest difference in how someone looks. So I've definitely struggled with that. Like seeing myself on season 4 was actually so hard because I looked so big. I feel like I looked so big, but you just have to kind of like embrace it and just, luckily I feel that we live in a time where there is so much like body positivity and acceptance and like realizing we need to give ourselves more grace. Like I've had 4 kids, I need to just kind of like be kind to my body and everything that it's done. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of pressure for sure to like look better always.
It's kind of wild that what we see when we look in the mirror, because like I don't see you needing a nose job, and I also don't look I feel like you look amazing, but we always all do that to ourselves, and even thinking about it, like you were saying, the losing of the weight or gaining the weight, it makes such a difference. When I was getting my teeth done, the doctor was telling me, get to the weight where, even though you're going to fluctuate, obviously, as you get older, get to the weight where you want, because it's going to make an impact on your face, because the smaller your face, the bigger the teeth, the bigger your face, the small, you get what I'm saying. But man, wow. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to go in on that journey with you. That's all.
I think I would do veneers too. I've actually talked to you about that in the past.
Yeah.
Your teeth are so pretty.
Thank you. So pretty. These are my boob job.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. This is my push present, except I got pushed into getting married. So this is my push. No, I'm just
that's like the best push gift ever.
I'm just kidding, you guys. All right. So, since I brought up Tamra, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this too, because I wasn't really sure until we spoke, I think, on episode 2, if you were invested into OC. Maybe it was even episode 1, and you were like, yes, this is a great
Yeah,
season.
I love OC. I love OC. This season has been a little bit I don't know what it is. I feel like this season's been a little different for me. Just kind of like a weird feeling. I don't know what it is. It could be because they're attacking Jen so much for her financial struggles, and I can relate to that going through a divorce and everything, but it could be the Shannon and Alexis of it all. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's a little off.
Triggering.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not as enjoyable, maybe. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Well, no, I
That's
mean,
not towards anyone. It's just the topics for me, I can relate to. You know what I mean? Like seeing Jen get torn apart for, her financial stuff, which obviously her financial stuff and my financial stuff don't even compare. They're so different in so many ways. But seeing her cast call her a squatter and, all this kind of stuff, it's just like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know.
what?
My cast still attacks me for being poor. So it's just like, it's so distasteful to me. I don't know. So I haven't liked that part of it, I guess.
Do you feel like attacking finances is kind of right there in the same column of attacking somebody's business and their children on the show, like the no-goes?
No, I do feel like children is like you should never, like when Angie talked about my kids, I was like, wow, bitch. Like, wow. Like I do feel like children is where that's like a hard no to me
Okay.
versus like finances. Cause like, look, we talk about housewives getting sued and stuff all the time. But I think when someone's being open and honest about like their financial situation and their struggles and what they're going through, you can advise, right? But to be like, you're a fucking squatter and, da 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 da, it's just kind of like, it just always takes me back to this is a show about friends, you know? It's like, God, just be your friend in this moment. I don't know.
Do you think that, like, do you like it when Bravo talent or talent from reality TV shows, when they come out and they share their personal, like, mental health journeys or whatever they're dealing with, like, internally? Are you a fan of that? Or do you think that some of those things should be left off TV?
No, I'm a fan of that. I feel like that's what we should be doing as reality TV stars. I don't want to see your fucking Vita events 20 times over the course of 4 years. Like, what is actually going on with you? Do you know what I mean? Like, I think when it's very surface level and superficial, there's not really growth there. But when you have people coming out about like, I'm suffering with postpartum depression, or I'm dealing with this financial struggle because, I'm coming out of a divorce, I do feel like those are the topics that people relate to. And I don't know. This is the thing. I feel like the fans I feel like they love seeing the real issues with these women because they're invested in these women. So maybe on a different show, maybe it's too deep, but when you've watched someone like Tamara Judge is a perfect example, right? When you've watched them and you're invested in their life, in their children and whatever for like a decade or however long it is, you do want to know, like, you feel almost part of that person's life in a sense. So you do want to see certain things. Now, I will say, I don't know if you've seen in the news, Nikki Garcia.
Yes.
Yeah. And all the stuff that just came out with her domestic violence stuff.
With Artem, yeah.
Yeah. If she's not ready to talk about that, we respect that. You know what I'm saying? But that's got to be a personal decision. That's a very personal subject. So I do obviously think that there's boundaries, but as far as I don't know. I think the thing with Real Housewives is you always have people like, well, be real. You're on
Right.
the Real Housewives,
I'm going to give you a scenario, and I know it's not one of your favorite shows to watch, but I want to give you a scenario, and I want to see where your mind goes and in favor of which castmate. I don't want you to be Dolores Catania here. I don't need Switzerland. Nobody asked for that shit. We're
I
not
don't
on the
think
Real
I've
Housewives
ever
of New
been
Jersey.
Switzerland.
Yeah, that's actually true. I'll give you
Yeah.
that. So this just came out earlier, and it was Jax Taylor sharing after he got out of the inpatient treatment facility. He wrote, a little over a month ago, I checked into an intensive inpatient treatment facility, scared of the unknown and what I would find out about myself. After many years of knowing something was wrong, but not knowing exactly what it was, I recently learned that I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and PTSD. It's been a lot to process and an emotional time for me. However, I've come home to my son with a newfound sense of peace. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared for the future, but my focus is just trying to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday. Mental health is a lifelong battle of not letting it control you, but rather you learning to control it.
I saw that. I did see that.
So you actually like that he's coming out and sharing this with the fans?
I do. I personally do. And that's, you know, an individual decision. Obviously, he made the choice to share that. I think mental health is, you know, something that we're obviously becoming more accepting of, but also something that's kind of weaponized. Like, you know, everyone, especially on my cast, is like, you're mentally ill. I mean, just throw around words like that is so callous to me. Because we do have people that are dealing with real mental health issues and conditions and family members and relatives and spouses and whatever. So to use it so flippantly, like, you're mentally ill. It's like, no, there's real, like, these are real things. So him coming out, discussing that, bringing that to the table is like, I don't know. It's also risky. It's very, very risky. I know more than anyone, the more you share, the more you open yourself for negativity and mean comments and doubt and criticism.
Oh, he's way past that. That's left the building. You know, I also think too, to kind of piggyback off of what you're saying, I think sometimes when you said that mental health can be weaponized, I think it can also be abused in the sense that I have a distant relative whose son was laughing with me at his birthday party. He's in high school and his parents fall for everything that he says. And when he doesn't want to go to school, he always says that he has really bad anxiety that day. Like, Mom, Dad, I have such bad anxiety. And he was laughing to me, telling me, like, oh my God, like, that's all I have to do is say that I have anxiety, because all the other parents, their kids say that they have anxiety. And it's like, then we just have like a beach day or something. And I'm like, what? You guys have this as like a little, so there are, but I think that's with anything, whether it's alcohol, drugs, mental health. And I'm not comparing any of them, saying that any of them are in the same category. But I think that with anything that you do, there's always taking it over the limit or abusing what it is or what it could potentially be. And I'm no Dr. Phil, and I don't even know how the hell I got on this, but Monica, would you call yourself a girl's girl or a guy's girl?
Fuck off. You always ask me this question, and I fucking hate this question. Like I said last time, you asked me this last time, and I was like, I hate this stupid question because I know what people are going to say.
Well, I like to remind in case they didn't go and watch episode 2.
I'm a energy girl. How about that?
Okay, well, great. First of all, it was just a quick answer. You didn't have to come at me all crazy and shit. And secondly, the reason I asked was because I wanted to share this with you. After Jax got out of the mental facility, he got served with divorce papers. And then, thank you to Taste of Reality, we have Brittany Cartwright, who posted an ad for a sex toy company saying, point of view in my self-love era, I've always done everything on my own, so I'm not going to stop now. Now, a lot of people are saying that actually the fans are really divided. So let me just kind of catch you up here. Some fans think, my God, this is the father of your child. He's obviously hurting right now. And like, how can you be posting shit like this? And other fans are like, no, have you seen this woman go through this incredibly toxic relationship for so many seasons? And Brittany legitimately is like the sweetest woman ever. And then she's like now having to take care of her kid and do it on her own. And so she has to figure out a way to make money. Like, can you really be pissed off at her? So what I was going to ask you is, are you in agreement with this? Or do you think that this is a little tone deaf?
I don't know her situation. I really don't. I mean, if she is just getting her bag and providing for her kids, girl, I feel that 100%. 100%. But on the flip side, obviously, it's like timing is maybe not the best. But I mean, when is? If she would have waited a week, 2 weeks, she probably still would have been massacred for it then. I don't know. I think like when you are in the public eye so much, you realize ultimately it doesn't matter what you say or when you say it or how you say it. People are going to love or hate you no matter what. So maybe she's just like, it doesn't matter when I post this, but I got $10,000 for doing this ad. So I'm posting it. You know what I mean?
Since you spoke of timing, I feel like you always give me a good segue here.
Yeah.
What, in your opinion, is the appropriate time to post a sex toy ad? Is there like a time of day? Like
whenever that check clears. Whenever I get the 50% deposit.
Okay.
That's when it's a good time to post. When the contract is signed, that's when you post that you're working with a sex toy company. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Brittany Jacks will leave you guys alone. I'm not done sharing though. There was actually a deeply disturbing post that came out, and it was towards Teddy Mellencamp, and Teddy Mellencamp clapped back at it. And I just want to kind of preface this.
She's another one. She gets a lot of hate.
She gets so much. Listen, anybody who watches or listens to me on Up and Adam, they know that I'm not the biggest Teddy fan, and it was after a disagreement that we had over Lisa Vanderpump. Her and Lisa Vanderpump don't get along. I didn't agree with what she said when she made a statement, because that was not my experience being around Lisa Vanderpump. Bada bing, bada boom. Then we got a riff. Okay. So just ridiculous, silly, and very surface. Like, it's not important, you know? But then, yes, she does get a lot of hate. And she also likes to combat a lot of that hate, where she's like, keep talking about me. Like, it doesn't matter. You guys don't want me on the screen, but yet I'm still here. And that's not verbatim, but she does go back and forth. But what I don't think is okay is a comment like this. So
here we go.
Yep. Thank you to Deep Thoughts by Bravo. Somebody wrote that they hope she D13S, which is obviously their way of saying, I hope she dies, which is it's vile, it's aggressive, it's unnecessary, it's disgusting, and so many things, especially when you're talking about a mother, a wife, a sister, a daughter. But she said, you guys are out of control. This isn't funny or cute, and you can hide behind whatever profile photo you want, but I hope when you look in the mirror, you do some serious self-reflection, because I am the least of the problems. Thoughts?
Sorry, you might have to clip that part out. I've been yelling at my kids.
No, my God, I'm keeping it just because of that.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I'm like, you guys be quiet. This is where I feel like I will never understand this level of hate. Even going to someone's page just to completely drag them. I actually I don't know, but this kind of stuff is like disgusting. And this brings an interesting topic, because I just had this conversation with someone yesterday where there are other countries that are literally arresting people for commenting things like that online. Or
really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So if you go on there, I forget which country it is. There's a couple of them. I want to say Canada might be one. What was the other one? I'm going to find out for sure.
I thought Canada is like where you go to be safe. It's like follow the yellow brick road to Canada, and like shit's perfect.
I swear Canada is cracking down on okay, hang on one second. Just 1 second. Okay, you guys, mommy's actually recording. This is not funny.
So guys, I just muted her for a second, so we weren't just to make sure, because, sometimes you just got to get them together. Sometimes I look at Jason and I talk through the room. And when Monica comes back on camera, that's when I'll bring her back up. But I hear him and I'm like, okay, Jason, Daddy is recording. And if you don't chill out, then we're going to have a problem. And if we get to that no, I don't do that. But I do want to get back into this with what she's saying, because I've never actually heard, and I know that she's going to be right back on, but I've never actually heard of another country like yelling at you or arresting you over your social media. I know that it's obviously not okay to attack anyone on social media. And if you make threats, I think that they can even get you in America. But I'm not quite sure what country she's talking about. I'm going to bring her back up. You good? Look at her. She's so happy. Yeah.
Oh.
I muted you the whole time. Don't worry. No, I muted you.
Okay, hang on. She's looking for my car keys. I'm like playing the little sound. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
They're home from school because it's freaking Labor Day.
I'm not cutting this from the podcast because I feel like this is so relatable. You know, when Jason asked me, he's like, do you want kids? I'm like,
okay.
No, because then I can't record.
No, it's so true. It's so true, though.
I don't know what country you're talking about, by the way.
Surrounded by kids right now. If you could like see, they're all like just gathered around me like little ducklings. It's insane. But okay, hang on. I'm gonna Google this because I swear
it's a thing.
Yeah.
I do feel bad for Teddy, though. I think it's nasty, and I think that one day her kids are going to grow up and they're going to be big enough to where they see this. And I think that's part of the disgustingness of it too. Oh,
wait, I have an idea. Hang on.
Are you calling someone?
Can I phone a friend?
Yeah, you're phoning a friend. God, I can't wait to hear this.
Do you remember when we were talking the other day about the countries that are like arresting people for like hate speech or whatever? Britain? England? No, I know, but is that the one? Okay, thank you. Australia, maybe?
Oh, God, this is so all over the place.
Canada's close. Okay, bye. Okay, England for sure. And then the other countries are like close or whatever. But anyways, the point is, I kind of feel like it's a little necessary. Like these people get so out of control. Like to comment on there, I have friends that literally will have some of the most disgusting, like go off yourself messages and comments sent to them just for being associated with me. And it's like, where do we draw the line? That is so not okay. Like it's sick.
I think it applies both ways, though, to be honest with you. I think it applies for the people that troll because you don't know what somebody's capable of. Did I tell you about the woman that got murdered in Washington?
No.
Okay, so listen to this really quick. This is some shit. You got time?
Nothing but.
Okay. With all of the ducklings.
Yeah.
So, there was a woman who did a true crime podcast in Washington, and she lived with her husband and her mom, and there was this guy who was a trucker who lived in Texas. He would go back and forth, and every day he would listen to the podcast on his drive. Well, then he reached out to her on Instagram, said, I really enjoy your podcast, whatever the case was. She said, thank you. Well, then he was coming in droves with the messages, and she couldn't keep up with them, so she started ignoring them. And then he started commenting things under her post like, you stupid B word, like, I hope you know, like all of these awful things. And she just ignored it. Well, then one night she was sleeping and he got so mad and pissed off. He drove from Texas to Washington because he freaked out because he just wanted to be in contact with her. He got so obsessed, broke into her house in the middle of the night, shot the husband.
Her address?
Huh?
How did he get her address?
Because it wasn't in a trust. It was just you search up her name and there was her address.
Dude.
Yeah. So he broke into her house, shot the husband, and then like I have no clue what happened with her. She ended up dying. The mother-in-law got out of the house, called the cops, and then he did a standoff with the police and killed himself. But my point is that's why when people comment things, sorry to get all crazy, but But my point is when people comment things, it's like when somebody tells me like, I'm gonna beat your ass, like in person. I'm taking your word for it. Like I don't know you. Like I don't know what you're capable of. Are you gonna hit me? Like I've got to block the teeth. Like I don't want to, you make me nervous. You're making me a little scared. But also on the flip side, when you have celebrities, like some of these sometimes. Do you remember when Kim Kardashian was with Pete?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Kanye did the music video of like sharing
Yeah,
and
yeah,
saying
yeah.
also like if you guys see him out?
Yeah.
Like you have such an influence where that's also scary because you might have some people who are like, yeah, man, like that is my
You
idol
never
and I'm gonna follow
know.
through. You don't
You
know
never know.
what people are capable of.
No, it's insane. And I don't think like what I don't, yeah, it just blows my mind that we can get away with saying what we're allowed to say. I think that that's really freaking sick. And what do you want the outcome to be? Like truthfully, are you hoping she goes and does that to herself? Like what? And then like I don't know. It's just
Like what a sick person.
yeah. No,
Okay.
that's disgusting.
Well, we're gonna move on to a more positive note, you guys.
Oh. Oh, I want to
Do you
see
feel
how
like
you transition that.
do you feel like you never know what I'm gonna bring up?
100%. Which is I love it though. I love
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah.
just want to keep you stimulated over here.
Yeah.
But not like in the Britney ad way, like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
stop making this weird, Monica. Okay. I wanted to talk about this. The Real Housewives of Dubai. Now, it's a little
They look
pixelated,
so good.
but these are the reunion looks. First
They
off,
look
right out of the
so
gate,
good.
favorite look.
Chanel. But I mean, she committed to the part, honey. I mean, she's got the red hair. I love her freaking slit. It's nice and high. Honestly, I love that Chanel has lit from the headpiece all the way down. So that's my favorite.
What are your thoughts about the cast? Like the season, the show, the franchise, good and bad, just be honest. Like actually, I used to only give them good comments, and Caroline Brooks corrected me at BravoCon, and she's like, I've heard you talk shit about me before. So she's like, now that we're friends, I want you to still talk shit because if you have something to say it. And I was like,
oh, wow.
I said, okay. And then
Love her.
Caroline Sandberg is just like, darling, just say it. Just tell her, shut up. I'm like, no,
I actually love the cast. I love this cast. I think that they are incredible women. I think they're fascinating women. I think they all have very unique storylines. I love Caroline and Sergio. I think that their story is amazing. Chanel, obviously, I'm fascinated by, where she started to where she ended up. I think it's insanely moving and powerful. I think they all absolutely bring something. I really do. I love them all. I love Lisa. She's great. She's got those beautiful baby boys, and I love her and her husband's dynamic as well. I mean, I think they're all, you have single Sarah and her, she's a single mom, and I think they're all bringing
so cute together too.
I know, like they're all bringing something. You know what I mean?
Do you like Talene?
Oh, she's new, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's always been really nice to me, like. But you're saying on the show, is that what you're saying?
I mean, honestly, if I don't know, like if you had a personal experience where she was an asshole, I would love to hear that too.
No, I don't have a personal experience. You want to know what's crazy? I have no personal experiences of any Bravo celebrities being an asshole to me.
Oh, that's
she's like, for my cast.
I knew that was coming. I knew
it's true though. Now, whether they've done it like behind the scenes. Oh, wait, actually Candace from Potomac, right? She hates me, but I think she's like really close to Heather. So maybe that's why. That's the only one.
And
that
she's like, because I told you that Candace and I got into it, right?
No.
Candace and I got into it because when her and Monique got into the fight, I ended up putting something on YouTube in favor of Monique, and Candace came at me. This was on Twitter before it was X. Okay. Came at me, ripped my ass apart. She is a wordsmith, not the one to go up against. And then Chris Bassett came on and he started going in on me. And then he was like, we need to do a celebrity boxing match for charity. And I was like, who the fuck is the celebrity? I'm not a celebrity. You're not a celebrity. So I don't see a celebrity. But if you want to get together and try to raise some money, then hey, let's get together. And it was this whole awkward.
I didn't know that. No, you've never told me that, but I still love her. I thought she was incredible for the show, whatever, but apparently she hates me. But yeah, Talene's always been great. I feel like I kind of haven't gotten to know her that well this season. Like, I would love to know more about her.
You mean like her singular story outside of the group?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, that makes a lot of sense because I'm very, as somebody who hung out with them my last night at BravoCon, like in Vegas, her and her husband are so much fun together and they're so in love and like they're just cool. Like they're like he will hold her hand as she gets up and starts dancing on a table in the middle of a restaurant. And he is like, yes, baby, go. And I'm like, what is this? If I did this, Jason would like pull my feet out from under me and let me clunk my head on the table, you know?
Yep.
So, I really like their dynamics, but then also we're talking about like true crime shit earlier. And, you know, Sarah Almadani had this season, the whole thing that happened with her son, where she had the housekeeper, the maid, or whatever the appropriate term is. I don't know what the person's actual role was, but who lived in her house
or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, the nanny who's WhatsApping over seven different men.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. And I asked her, I WhatsApped Sarah and I said like, what happened? So I don't think I'm saying anything that I'm not allowed to, but she said it was 7 different men that they caught them. And that for her, she's sitting in a jail cell. She has to complete the time that she gets from Dubai, has to complete that in a Dubai prison. And then they extradite her to her own country. And then she has to serve more time there.
Golly.
But that's what you're like trying to traffic potentially. Like no, you can't do that.
No,
you know, like
I mean, when I say golly, it's just in shock at that entire situation. But also, like, if that were to happen here, how that is not what would be happening, if you know what I'm saying. Like, they wouldn't have just immediately thrown that woman in jail.
Yeah.
There would have been like, you know, the whole innocent until proven guilty thing and all that stuff and bail or whatever. Like, she'd still be out right now, you know? So it's also very interesting to see how other countries handle stuff like that. It's pretty wild. I didn't know they would have handled it like that. Like, that's crazy.
It kind of and I also, listen, I don't know like the whole judicial system. Like,
I don't know shit.
Yeah. And
all I know is that's not how it would have been handled here.
And, you know, but also it terrifies me. Like, even when I travel anytime, if I go out of the country, it scares the hell out of me for, God forbid, anything to go wrong because I want to make it home. And like Ariana Maddox's brother just tried to fly out of Orlando with 100 pounds of marijuana, like in suitcases to Germany. And it's like,
and he didn't go right to jail.
Yeah, well, no, he got arrested, but then they just bonded him out for $80,000.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's like a process.
Yeah, 100, and I'm surprised 100 pounds of marijuana. Like, that's like, some people are in prison longer for getting caught with like an ounce of that, which in California it's legal, and I know it's legal in other states too. But in California, like, you could have an ounce of that all day. But like in the state next door, maybe you can't. And they're going to prison for like 20 years. And then you have other people out here like assaulting people and like invading their personal space and doing crazy things. And then it's like, you get 2 years. You get 2 years. So I don't know what Jeremy Matt, he's looking at 30 years in prison for it.
Do you think he'll get longer than Jen Shah?
What did she get? 6?
I mean, technically it was reduced. So I want to say like 5.5.
And in January, it's coming up on her 2 years. Oh, whoa.
That's fitting.
I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Guys, you're going to have to watch the video version of this to kind of see how that just played out. That was not planned, I swear.
Like confetti? Like, what the heck? Like, congratulations, 2 years.
So after she's at 2 years in January. That's what I was trying to say. But then she has, probably about 3 years left. But I mean, I don't know. Honestly, 100 pounds of marijuana, like, it's not like you had an ounce. You're trying to move it internationally. Like,
Yeah, that's like a big deal. It'll be interesting to see how that one plays out. Who do you think Ariana paid for his bail?
no. The stupid thing is he's been trashing Ariana like in press and stuff because she ended up becoming very successful and she disappeared. She went to New York. She did Dancing with the Stars in California, but like always super busy. And after Scandal, she checked out because she was so busy and she kept herself busy. At the end of the day, that's like the word. But he started kind of going in on her and talking really negatively about her. And she's probably like, listen, you got yourself into this. Good luck. Get yourself out. Her mom wrote a letter on his behalf talking about his good character and whatnot. But no, I don't think that Ariana is going to contribute. I think she's probably going to stay far away from it.
Be interesting. Because I don't know. I mean, you can have like bad beef with your brother and everything, but at the end of the day, are you going to support your family and support your sibling? And I don't know. It'd be interesting to see.
I mean, that could apply to both of us.
Fuck you. If my mom gets arrested, I'm not paying her.
I'm like that. I'm thinking about like my family. I'm like
my castmates to get her out because she's friends with them, but she can't. She's not going to call my ass. She knows I'll leave her in there.
Oh God. Well,
I'll be like, I would drive there to get you, but bitch, you took my car. So you're going to have to find someone else.
And I know you guys don't know what Monica's car looks like now, and I'm not going to like jeopardize your safety. But like, if you guys saw Monica, she like pretty much, it's like when you see somebody in like a cyber truck and you have to automatically look at the vehicle. Like, I feel like when you showed me, like,
I feel like I did that like with the Range Rover too, because I ended up after the show aired, I had so many people sending me pictures. Like they would see like a black Range Rover driving, and they'd be like, DM me, "Is this you? Is this you? Is this you? Oh my God, Monica!" Da, 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 da. So I ended up getting it wrapped, and I did it in like a rose gold kind of color or whatever. So then it was also like, bam. It's just that no one knew it was like me because they all thought I had a black one still.
Yeah, your car, like, definitely, like, if your car was a child that was like giving us like a personality trait in the moment, it would be screaming. It would be a screaming child. Like, for sure. It's like, if you know, you know. Like, if you knew what the car was, then you're not gonna miss her. Like, and she goes on some Target runs and whatnot, and like you would. Thank God you haven't posted the car because you'd be very easily identifiable.
Oh no, I didn't, but somebody did. Someone made a video of me driving and fucking posted it for the world.
Oh. Well, I'm still not going to tell you guys what the color is. I said, well, I'm still not going to share the car or the color, but
yeah, no.
You know, I told you that. Did I tell you about almost hitting Madison?
Yeah. And I wasn't surprised because I was like, yeah, you're a terrible driver.
It made me like, I think the lesson that I learned from almost hitting Madison, like, and I know that you guys love Madison on Southern Charm, and I'm not trying to run my car into her car. And I think she would have got out and dragged me out of my car and beat my ass, honestly.
Probably.
But I think what I learned from that is I need to get my windows tinted because I was very easily identifiable in that.
Yeah.
I was in a fishbowl.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Well, Monica wasn't feeling well, and I am getting ready to head out. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, well, then give it a like. And if you're listening to it on the podcast, then definitely drop a rating. I don't know, Monica, have you seen the ratings?
On what?
On the podcast?
Well, you sent it to me, so then I was able to see.
Wait, were you able to read them?
Oh,
not like the numbers.
Oh, no.
Here, I just want to show you because Monica's like, is it going good? Is it not going good? Oh, and then I had one more thing to bring up. Sorry. But the duel I need listening to this podcast is like finding an extra fry at the bottom of the bag, unexpected and way more delightful than I anticipated. Keep the laughs. Obsessed with this podcast. Bravo and Adam and Monica literally can't get enough. I'm addicted to the
Aw.
witty, charming, great team. I'm so excited that Monica's on the podcast. Adam and Monica are fabulous. Haters can piss off. Love Monica.
I love it. That's so sweet.
Adam and Monica is perfect. And I can't like great show, Monica, 5 stars, like all of these. And I can't change anything or like delete on podcasts, like comments or anything. And they're all 5-star, like amazing.
That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
It really does. Cause you know, I get tore up in these streets. So
Well, I was also going to say, not to end off on a negative, but I also saw some of...
What? If it's a true crime thing, I don't want to leave on that note.
You know what? I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger. And we're going to come back to the note that I got. Because I probably got to run it by you and see if I can do it anyways.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
But happy last day of wearing white. And thank you guys for listening to episode 3 of the Salty Podcast.
Thank you guys.
Is that it?
I think so.
Okay. Bye, guys. Happy Monday or Tuesday, whenever you're listening. Love you. Bye.